Welcome to the first video of the Web Design for Beginners course, which is a short course held at the University of Hertfordshire. And in this video, we're going to have a look at some of the Dreamweaver basics and some of its layout. Now, this is the first screen you'll see when Dreamweaver loads up, and you have a series of options. Now, Dreamweaver is an interface designed to translate the code of the internet, basically. HTML was first invented for browsers to translate into imagery. So the browser reads the HTML and it creates the web page. Now we have to create that HTML so that the browsers, and there are lots of different types of browsers now, can read them. So we select a HTML file. There are other types of coding that are more advanced, but we'll stick with HTML. And the thing about HTML is it also uses CSS, which is cascading style sheets. Now, that is part of the style, the design within your web page. And Dreamweaver inserts that into the code as you go along, depending on what properties you decide to insert into your page. Okay, so we have a blank canvas here. We have a HTML page, and there's a number of things going on. I just want to quickly point out to you. So, along the top, we have a series of menus. Now, these are going to look very familiar to anybody who's used a computer before. They're just drop-down menus that we can all use. Now, these are the full list of all the properties and all the aspects and design elements that you can put into your website. Okay, you can have a look at those along there, and they're self-explanatory to a certain extent. And if you know it's something that you're looking for, you can have a scout through there and try and find the particular thing. There are also a series of shortcuts that you can put along the top here. This is your insert menu. So you can see there in the Windows drop down that you can select it or select it and get rid of it, and you can bring it back up. And it gives you a number of options, and it's a really handy thing to have. Some people will move it around. You can select it and move it around if you want to, like that. And then on the right-hand side, you have a series of other panels, menus, and here you control your CSS, which I was talking about. It's the second type of code which is used within your web page. Okay, and you can see the properties of your CSS over here, and then below that, there is also your files layout. Now you can access your files very quickly here, and everything becomes a lot more interactive. You can see what files you've saved, and you can point links to the particular files within that section. It's a handy thing to have, and it helps you visualize as well where your files are and the structure of your root folder. And now, before I move on to the most important part of the interface, I want to say this is CS3. And it does apply. I need to get the update version. CS6 has just come out, but what you'd see here is basically the same for 4, 5, and 6. Okay, Dreamweaver decided not to change very much at all. And so whatever I show you here, it basically applies. I'll point out to you when I remember that things are slightly different in the later versions. When I'm working at the university, I use CS6, but while I'm at home, I have CS3, which I seriously need to update. But it doesn't matter too much. It's basically the same. In any case, we move on to the properties bar down the bottom here. Now, you can see here that it describes, it sort of defaults when you haven't put anything on into text, because your cursor, which is one of the most important things in Dreamweaver, the cursor is where things are inserted from, the point at which things are inserted. It's really important. But I'll type, this is my website, and you can see I can highlight that, and down in the properties bar down here I can give it particular assets. Okay, so it centered it. I could link it if I wanted to, put a link in here to an external site. Let's just put Google, just for argument's sake. So, and you can see there that's gone in. Now, just through the interface, I've already added a number of assets to that particular piece of text incredibly easily, without having to write any code. It's gone in there. I've changed that text. Okay. So what we'll do there is we'll select it, and you can see that basically is what your website is at the moment. That is it. Okay. So there are two ways of looking at your website. You can look at the design view, which is what we're doing at the moment, or you can go into your code. Okay, now the code is a really interesting part of what obviously it's the background to a design interface. So you can go in there and you can have a look at it, and you can look at it in split view. And when you highlight particular bits, because they interact, you can highlight the code there. It also the text, it appears in the code, and you can see there that I have made it bold, so it's given this asset here, this tag, which is strong. Okay, so that's surrounding that code. Now, I didn't have to type that code in. I just had to select a button, and Dreamweaver inserted it. And that's the beauty of Dreamweaver. It really is the best design package you can get. It's industry standard, really simple to use, and it's quick. You can bang out a website in an hour, no problem. And one of the most amazing things about Dreamweaver is it really helps you do your search engine optimization. It helps you optimize your site, which these days is the most important thing. So many sites out there, if you want your site noticed, you need to optimize it correctly. We'll be looking at that in video 4.